let's talk about setting up your course in Schoology. Now, these are things that all teachers need to do. There are some things that I'm going to talk about that are optional or different, but these are the things that all teachers have to do. So in your course, and you're going to have to do this for each course you teach. You can't just do it once. You have to do it for every course you teach. So be sure you do this for each course. In the course, go to over here to the left to Grade Setup. Click Grade Setup. That's going to bring up a screen like this. Now, up here at the top is where you deal with your categories, grading categories, and that's going to vary for which class you teach and different teachers. I'm not going to deal with that. You can ignore this section here about grading periods and final weights. That's only going to be important for high school teachers with exams, and we'll deal with that in another video. So ignore those two. You want to scroll down here to Final Grade Settings. Okay, now your gradebook scale, you need to set that either to standard or to specials. If you're a kindergarten teacher, you're going to use kindergarten, but you have to set that to one of those, and you'll get in a separate email, you'll be told which of those you need to do. So you have to set your gradebook scale. Do not, it's going to default to numeric. Do not leave it on numeric. You need to have either standard or specials. Then you must click this box here that says round, period, or final grades. We don't want decimals. We don't report decimals on anything. So you want to click that box, check that box, be sure you're rounding, period, and final grades. You can skip this next section about grading columns and gradebook, but you need to go down here to the bottom. Under Visibility Settings, you need to check this box to hide overall grade in Student Grade Report. The reason is that what Schoology calls the overall grade is the semester grade, or in elementary it's the year grade. And that gets confusing for parents and students to see, because when they look at their grades, they see that as the grade for that class. And they kind of ignore the quarter grade, which is what's going to get reported on report cards, and so it gets confusing. So check this box to hide the overall grade in Student Grade Report. You need to leave this second box unchecked, where it says hide grading period grades in Student Grade Report, because you do want them to see what the quarter average is. So leave that box unchecked. So check the first box, uncheck the other one. So again, the main things: set your gradebook scale, be sure it's not numeric. Check this box to round, period, and final grades. Check this box to hide the overall grade in Student Grade Report. One other thing you will want to do, this will be helpful for you. When you have your scales, if you look back over here, you have these things with the star. What that does is it sets what the default grading scale is when you add assignments. What's going to be the default? Now you can change it anytime you add an assignment, but it's going to be helpful to you, for example, if all of your assignments use the standard grading scale. If you click that star, then when you add new assignments, it's going to be that standard scale unless you change it. You can always change it, but it just saves you a little bit of time if you check that star, or if you always do things on the specials scale, things like that. So you can check the one that you use most often for your assignments. So those are the things you do for your grade setup, and as I say, you have to do this for every class you teach. When you do it for one, it doesn't transfer over to the others, and the thing here about copying settings, that doesn't copy that either. You have to actually go into each class and do it individually.